Good evening, Jonathan Gould with ABC News. The countdown is on for the official launch of light rail this Saturday, but for a few Canberrans the wait is over. After years of construction and months of testing, 300 winners of a community ballot were invited to a sneak peek of the new service today. Georgia Hitch joined them on board.
These are the lucky few who got to skip the queue, much to the envy of the thousands of applicants.
To be amongst the first people to ride it it's pretty exciting.
So exciting. We get first dibs.
Yeah, this is a really big privilege for us to be able to ride this. We've been waiting so long for it, so we're really excited to be able to be on here first.
We were lucky enough to get some of the first tickets, so pretty excited to get on the tram today. Sorry, light rail.
And it's not just the passengers who are eager for the service to get moving.
Well, I am most excited because when I got the job last year, I was super excited.
The trip wasn't without a nod to the rail's first mastermind.
This was part of the vision of Walter Burley Griffin. I thought he should be here on the first light rail ride.
Like the project itself, the budget for light rail has evolved over time. Originally priced at $600 million, it ended up increasing to just over $700 million construction of the service.
In fact, it has come in under budget. We are now working on a review that we intend to publish in the next 4 to 6 weeks that will be able to provide all that detail.
While the service goes live this Saturday, the real test for light rail won't come until after the school holidays when commuters go back to work and the service has to fit in with the new bus timetable. For now though, it seems to be getting the thumbs up.
Fantastic. I was really excited that I got the opportunity.
I think I may very well use it to trek to the epic markets of a weekend though.
A 20-minute run. Georgia Hitch, ABC News, Canberra.
The light rail network is the largest infrastructure project ever undertaken in the ACT, and it was a long time in the planning. Successive governments raised it as a possibility, long before any commitment was ever made. Tom Lowry looks back on light rail's journey.
The decades-old vision of light rail is now a reality. The idea is almost as old as Canberra itself, but only started to be taken seriously around 16 years ago.
It'll mean looking at the feasibility of light rail proposals between Gungahlin Civic and other areas. It'll look at the costs, it will look at whether it's viable.
It wasn't always going to Gungahlin.
The government now favours an inner-city option linking Civic with places like Barton, Russell, Kingston and Manuka.
Great development opportunity in places like Civic West.
Light rail was kicked around for years. The Stanhope government wanted help from Capitol Hill.
Light rail is something that fits within the parameters of the sorts of projects the Commonwealth said that it would like to support.
Liberals weren't always opposed.
What we are committing to is doing not a token study, but doing a comprehensive analysis of whether or not light rail could work in the ACT.
It wasn't until the eve of the 20 serious.
We think it'll support jobs. We think it's a visionary project that will help transform the city.
A post-election deal with the Greens to form government cemented its future, and dedicated political opponents emerged.
Now is not the time to be spending hundreds of millions of dollars on a tram track between the city and Gungahlin that we simply cannot afford.
Work began on creating the largest infrastructure project the ACT has ever seen, with a price tag of around $600 million. It was the Labor-Greens government's signature project and biggest political target.
We will terminate contracts to construct light rail.
The Canberra Liberals promised to kill the project if they won the 2016 election.
That's why I won't build the tram. I'll fix the health system. I'll rebuild Canberra Hospital.
But the sod had been turned, and Labor and the Greens won office again. Construction was undoubtedly disruptive. Trees came down on Northbourne Avenue. Traffic was slow, roads were clogged, and some businesses suffered. The construction cost ballooned, coming in over $700 million, and it'll cost more than $900 million by the time the final payment is made. It didn't open by Christmas 2018, as promised.
We're simply not going to rush it in order to meet a deadline. We are going to make sure it's highest quality.
But today, finally, passengers were able to get on board. Tom Lowry, ABC News, Canberra.